children, but he left her, but she stayed in her house.
Right. I remember the
Calamity.
kind of. So what was it about the birthing of the Vanzanetta's daughters or
You mean
children?
how old now? Of the birthing of that Dr. Herbie delivered. The women asked if he brought the birthing knife,
Yeah.
and he said no. And they said, well, the doctor usually brings it. So someone ran to the kitchen and came back with a big butcher knife, and they said if you put that under the bed, it cuts the pain. And then the feather, Norris, you want to tell about the feather?
Well, when she was just about ready to deliver, but couldn't, he took a feather and put it under her nose, and she let out a big sneeze, and out came the baby.
Now that's something I think doctors could learn today. Didn't need the medicine.
I'm sure he was surprised since he was so young.
Yes.
But let me see, who delivered the baby? Well, Brother Atkins, his wife had 6 children, I believe, and the judge's birth certificate says that he was delivered by Madgie Moyer, who was a black lady.
So she was a midwife and probably.
Yeah. And one day I met this lady, a Red Cross volunteer over at the hospital, and I said, who are you? I recognize you as Anna's daughter. And she said, yes, how did you know? And then I told her that her grandma delivered my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she was amazed. But she really looked like her mother, Anna Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't just forget that season there. It's not that I'm going to show it to anybody. It's just last year when I visited Dr. King up in Henry.
Meredith. Oh,
Dr. Harry Lee King. Do you know him?
Yeah. He was an anesthesiologist one time.
He told me all these stories, and then just when I got home, I just couldn't remember them. So it's just a way for me to remember. And I'm afraid I'd get everything mixed up, So I know I keep asking Mom for the videotape of, their anniversary, because Myra took video of that when I didn't have a video camera at that time. And she goes, oh, I'd hate to see myself. And it's not so much that, I want to see people, it's just I want to hear the stories. There's a lot of good stories around here.
history.
Yes.
Family history.
Yeah.
So just stories of, I teach 7th graders, and they just make so many assumptions that electricity has always been here and those kind of things. They need to read more and hear some of the stories.
It's real hard to get young people interested in their family heritage.
Mm-hmm.
But then as they get older, they are.
Right. Well, I shouldn't be taking up the camera time, but anyway, I told my daughter, I said something about, you probably have, because I talked to a girl named Rebecca Dyer. She's a distant cousin of mine, and I talked to her, and she was telling me that one of the Mothans probably went to the marriage of George Washington and Martha Dandridge, so she was probably at the wedding. Her name was on the guest list, she said, or something like that. And so I was telling Carla, hey, you probably have an ancestor who went to the wedding of George Washington and Martha. So, not many people could probably say that, at least not in New York State.
Oh yes, I was telling you. What was I telling you? Oh,
About
when I was born,
Uh-huh.
Mama said said that Dr. John Shackleton was over there. He was probably hunting. See, it was January the 27th. And so she said that Dr. John Shackleton was there. And also Dr. Richardson from Man Valley was there. And they asked her which doctor she wanted to deliver the baby. There was no point in both of them staying.
Uh-huh.
And she said she chose Dr. Richardson. So that's what's on my birth certificate, Dr. Richardson. And it was stated on my birth certificate that I was born January 1924. And when I was grown up enough to notice it, I said, well, my brother Arnold was born in December of 24, and they have me born in January of 24. So Dr. Richardson signed it that I was born in 1923.
Huh. Did they change it?
Yeah, he changed it. He signed it and
Yeah.
he changed it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that comes back to like I know you probably looked at a lot of sources when, you know, you were doing the research and stuff, and you can't even go. You know, a lot of people say they won't believe anything unless it's like in a court record or on a birth certificate, but people make mistakes on those too all the time.
Yeah, they do.
And even tombstones. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they make mistakes.
Yeah.
But Richard and Arnold were delivered by doctors too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Twyla and Lois and
And all down over a house below the Richardsons?
no.
Oh.
Well, somewhere along there they moved to Martinsville. I talked to Arnold about that lately, and see, I was born beyond Grandma Liza's Perlman, and then they moved to Martinsville, and
Is that the Barrows Mill? Because Mom keeps telling me she was born in Barrows Mill. Yes.
so then they moved back. Somebody had built a house near the Richardson Cemetery. I think it was new, and that's where Arnold was born. And then they moved back to the house beyond Grandma Perlman's. And Twyla was born over there.
Does it say on your birth certificate where you were born, or just the date?
Henry County, I think.
Yeah.
That was all we needed then.
Yeah.
I guess it is now too.
Well, tell me about your Leif's house, because I just always find that house really fascinating. Now, he didn't build that, though, Mom said. I was asking about it the other day. He didn't build that?
The first one that we lived in, are you talking about the first one of Uncle Leif's houses?
I don't know, that big one over there near where you used to live. You could see it from your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the trees lining the...
And all I can remember, Cousin Jimmy Minna built it.
Did he? So it was a mentor that built it?
Yeah, that's what I always heard.
Yeah. Well, you know, they said that the house down there at the Peter Eliza, what do you think of as Eliza's house, was built by Michael Eggleston, is what Desmond says.
By Michael Eggleston?
Yeah. Maybe Michael Eggleston did, for which one? Anyway, so Eliza lived there all her life, even when she was a kid.
Yes, her daddy gave her that one, and he gave another one of the children the house where Stuart Martin used to live. Or, well, Uncle Mike, I think, lived near where Dean lives now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
You want me to put that stuff in?
Well, see if it's already in there first, because it might be that it's already.
All right, but I need that to see.
Yeah. Okay.
Instructions.
Okay.
Has Arnold given you a copy of those names?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Norris gave me that, and you may have it if you want it.
Oh, of course I
We
will.
think it's Grandma Liza's handwriting.
I know it is, because she gave me the little book, and I took it apart.
Oh, here's your
Apart.
instructions.
Uh-huh. So I took it apart so I could get it on a page instead of...
Can I see the book?
Hmm?
Can I see the book? Can I take a picture of the book?
There?
No, vehicle except this
Oh,
was it.
no. I didn't keep the book.
Ah.
I just took out the pages that I could get on there.
Yeah. Michael Ibsen was born 28th of March, 1799.
You look down at the bottom, it says,
Yeah.
you know, what thing is jotted here will be useful in,
In after years.
yeah.
There's my mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come in.
I gotta check this anyway.
Follow a minute, Coco. Oh, hello, Lord.
Hello.
Bassett Library or the Franklin. Is one in the Bassett Library? I think it
there's
is.
several in
Yeah.
Bassett Library.
Um,
I tried to talk to Desmond about seeing if they would let me have a couple of their extra copies of it, and he said no.
oh.
So, but see, I sold 1,000 copies, and I could have sold another 500, I think.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I can't do it again.
Yeah. Well, I was going to put up on the website now that they're looking for a volunteer to continue, because I know some people said at the reunion they want it to be continued, and it should be continued, but that's a big job.
It's a big job.
Yes.
I think I almost lost my mind over it.
Yeah. The system is great, though, for being able to. I like that system with the letters and the numbers.
Yeah.
For adding lines, it makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
But you know who I hear a lot from is the Perlmans who moved out west, the Jacob Perlman Jr. family.
Yeah.
His descendants that moved out west, the Illinois and the Missouri and
Yeah.
those people, they all want to know. So that's kind of why I got the website, because they probably haven't been in Virginia much unless they travel this way.
We met somebody from Ohio, didn't we, Norris? The man, he was a Turner.
I've forgotten.
He and his wife came to several Perlman reunions.
Ethel? Evans? And his name was Keith?
I don't know.
But you know what I would like to know, and I talked to Roy Perlman out at Snow Creek recently, because he can't be too far of a distant cousin, because he comes from James Perlman, which would, that's Peter Allen's father, right?
Yeah.
Where did he live? I want to know where James Perlman lived. Now, Arnold had the tombstone, the new tombstone. He put up for James and Martha Ellen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Where's that tombstone? I don't know.
I've been there.
Yeah. Is it in Henry County or Franklin County?
I
We'll
think
start
it's
with that.
Henry County,
Henry
I
County.
think.
Let's see, my question is, since Peter Allen lived with Eliza, and the house was given, to Eliza, I'll turn this way, so that's not where Peter Allen grew up.
No.
Where did he grow up? Where did any of that branch of the family grow up?
She's asking questions I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's let me see. I do think